recorded. It's recording, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see it now. Nice.
Hi, I'm Janiceness, and I always tune in to the SPRB radio podcast with General Culture and Sister Sharon Mango. Yo, you don't have to take my word for it. Just tune in and catch the vibration. Yeah, this one is knockings.
Yes, this is Jerry Harris. I want to fully endorse the SPRB radio podcast with 10-Star General and Cheryl Mango. You won't be disappointed. Check it out.
Hey, what's up? My name is Ray Vaughn, and I fully support SPRB radio podcast. Check in.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Keisha Martin, fully endorsing SPRB radio podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. You already know it's a whole entire vibe. And I mean say, everybody just rock and come in, cause we are jamming at the housing scheme. Bring your queen and leave your machine, cause up here good vibes from the scene. It rock steady, baby, rock steady. Right over to SPRB radio podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Keisha Martin says so. Fully.
Greetings. My name is Diana Wright, singer, songwriter, and poetess. I fully endorse SPRB radio podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Check them out. Trust you won't be disappointed. Yes.
Sticky dicky ding dong ding dong ding dong ding dong ding. Sticky dicky ding dong ding. Yeah man, this is the original Mr. General Martin because you don't know, and I fully endorse SPRB radio podcast with the 10-Star General himself and Sharon Mango. You don't know the thing going on, man. Trust me. Mad things, so just link up for W's here. To the loo. It's 10.
Yo, greetings people. My name Captain Blaze out of Nigeria, Lagos. We fully endorsing the SPRB radio podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Boom! Don't touch the dial. Stay tuned. Tune.
This is The Buzz, your music news update for the latest on your favorite artists and more. Sponsored by JoJoMacMusic.com.
Hello everyone, I am Pistol and this is The Buzz. Dancehall artist D'Angel is a woman on a mission as she boldly makes a plea for peace and the healing of the nation through a recently released song, Pray for Love. Describing herself as one of the advocates for change, the mother of a teenage son expressed concern about the crime and violence that is taking place, particularly in schools. The entertainer, whose career spans more than 2 decades, emphasized that it's important to show love and empathy because, quote, if you put yourself in someone else's shoe, I'm sure you would want the same. When Valiant hit the stage inside the Marketplace Entertainment Center for the Arts for the official launch of his 414 mixtape, he was overcome by emotions. He explained that it represents a date, April 14th on the annual calendar, the date on which he received 2 of the greatest achievements in his life. These, he said, are the birth of his son and the viral slang, Catchy Hot, which led to his career breakthrough and subsequent success. When he took the microphone to address his supporters, the usually jovial, articulate, dramatic, and outspoken 24-year-old started out by saying, it's been a long journey and I'm kinda nervous. 414 has to do with timing. It really make a stamp in my life. We have a lot of artists featured on it that came out to support me. The mixtape is really to show them, say, it's not just trap dancehall alone we can do, but also the original dancehall we started out with. Firebrand reggae artist Anthony B and Byron Messiah both made their debuts on separate Billboard R&B charts. Anthony B is featured on the track Wind Me Up by prolific Christian music singer and songwriter Dante Bowe. The song enters Billboard's adult R&B airplay chart at number 29. This is Anthony B's first entry on a Billboard R&B chart. Not surprisingly, Byron Messiah's summer hit Taliban's makes its debut on Billboard's R&B hip-hop airplay chart At number 49, Janelle Monáe's Lipstick Lover, which samples Mad Cobra's 1992 gold-selling single Flex, inches one place up to number 27 on the R&B hip-hop airplay chart, while on the Hot R&B Songs chart, it dips from number 18 to number 23. It fares better on Adult R&B airplay from 9 to 8. On the UK singles chart, Taliban moves from number 34 to number 33, while TMO Turn Me On, a new version of Kevin Little's Turn Me On by Ludi and Bruce C featuring Little, backtracks from number 42 to number 44. Minister Marion Hall, who said that she was going to light up the stage at Grooving in the Park at Roy Wilkins Park in New York, delivered that promise and did not disappoint. The musical minister came out strong with a message of good over evil, and at the end of her set, Minister Hall answered all the speculations of her returning to the secular world. She said, quote, "I will never go back to being Lady Saw, but I am tough." Throughout her blistering 45-minute set, although Hall didn't make any direct reference to anyone during her set, she hurled a string of insults towards her enemies through songs like Kiss Out My Bible and instructed her foes to kiss out the books of Hebrews, Matthew, Mark, and Revelations. Among the dancehall acts that performed in the Busta Rhymes Lifetime Award segment at the recent BET Awards show, one standout act in the lineup was the stopper Cutty Ranks, who came out with a burst of energy that was unmatched with his hit song, The Stopper. The audience came to life the very moment he rolled out the first bar of his song. That segment allowed only seconds for each artist to make their presentation, and Cutty Ranks brought his A-game, showing everyone in the audience and the millions who watched from home that he was a seasoned act who knows how to shine in the right moment, giving nothing less than his full 100. His fans and some industry members are not happy with the media in general about how they handled coverage of the show. People are upset about the way Cutty Ranks is being left out of the conversation and are airing their views on social media. Cutty Ranks is, however, unfazed by the lack of mention. His performance stood out that much more as he was dressed Dapper Don style in red and plaid coordination that transcended time, fitting perfectly into the fashion-forward era. Cutty Ranks understood the assignment and he delivered in fine style. In 2018, his vocals were featured in El Chambo's reggaeton song Dame Tu Cosita, which was originally released in 1997 in short form. That has since garnered over 2 billion views and counting.
I am Pistol, and that, my friends, was The Buzz.
Now here's a song from our sponsor, Juju Meg.
Makes them holler, makes them go. We Greetings, SPRB fams. I'm Gloria Jemidafe. I'm from Nigeria, and I always tune into the original live conversation show with the 10-star General and Sharon Mango. Keep it locked. Don't go away.
Greetings, one and all. This is Lloyd Brown, and you are in tune to none other than Stockade Promotions, Royal Blend Radio, the station with a difference.
Greetings, everyone. Can you hear me, Sharon?
Greetings, one and all. This is Lloyd Brown, and you are in tune to none other than Stockade Promotions.
Let's stop that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, greetings. How are you doing?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Listen, as long as you can hear me, it's good because I know the signal, sometimes it goes crazy, but I can hear you and I can see beautiful and
Emilia.
Emilia, I'm so excited. I'm such a fan.
Hello.
Hello, my love. I have to tell you that I am a fan. I know it's going to be a little bit delayed, but you can hear me good, right?
Yeah.
I am a fan.
Now, I must say, this is a new platform we're using. There seems to be a little bit of lagging or dragging on the internet, but we're going to try and work with it for now. And then we reported the dragging issues to whoever it is responsible, and they're looking into it. So we're going to continue with the show, okay? The show goes on. Yesterday, Tipper was our first guest, and today we have the amazing, phenomenal Emilia, somebody whom I've known for many years, and to see her growth to where she is. And as a matter of fact, let me just share this. When I came back from Florida, because I was living out in Florida for a couple of years, and I came back into the UK, and a friend of mine who I know is working on the circuit, Kyle Brown, he's always inviting me to all these concerts and these shows, you know. And he said, listen, 10 Star, I keep on inviting you to these shows and you don't come, man. You got to come to this one. And funny enough, I turned up on that show. And let me tell you, Emilia blew my head top off, clean off with her vocals.
Thank you.
I'm like, can any human being reach them kind of decibels? He's like, Jesus.
I'm not really sure what you've heard.
Oh, no, you know what, too? I've been following her for a long time. I'm trying to remember what song I saw. And I was just like, oh, I think I love this girl. So I started following her progress as she's going on. I was like, but she wicked. The girl can sing.
For real.
So nice.
Thank you.
For real.
You're amazing. You are so I'm such a pleasure and such an honor to have you with us today. Honestly, it really is.
Most definitely. Let me just show some of these messages. Some of the people who are watching on the outside. Sunday blessings to 10 Star and Sharon Mango. And DJ Maestro again. Blessings to Sister Emilia.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
So, and we have Beverly Notes. Look at beautiful Emilia. Thank you to everyone who's showing love and for being in the building. Thank you to all those we cannot see. Thank you, Sharon Bentley,
Bentley,
for
yes.
doing the honors of reaching out to Emilia on our behalf.
Yes,
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much for making it happen. And thank you to everybody else. I can't see everyone at the moment, but I'm going to try and work this out as we go along. Okay, so we're going to dive into it. So I'm going to let Sharon Mango introduce herself, my beautiful co-host down there in sunny.
Well, no, I'm upstate. Yeah, today I'm upstate. Usually I live in the US, Emilia. So, but because it's 4th of July, we came up to the family's house up upstate New York. Sprawling acres of land, just the nature. Honestly, anybody would love it. It's just so many acres, and it's such a beautiful, serene spot. And I said, this is going to be great to do the interview with Miss Emilia. It's going to be wonderful.
Lovely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Teacher.
Well, we're going to dive into it, and we're going to take you back to your earliest memory. You've sent us your bio, so in between what we cannot see, we're going to try and use our peripheral eye to delve. You know what I mean? And you've given us permission to go as deep as we want. You know, and we're we're going to keep it in good taste because you are somebody we love and respect in the industry, and you deserve your flowers. You know what I mean? So today is the day to receive. We're not going to wait for you to, enter into the casket when you cannot hear us. We say, "Oh my God, we love Emilia." And may you live for many years. We pray you live till you're 100 years old. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I mean, it's so nice what you say. I'm like, wow. I don't know what to say. I don't know if this interview will actually, happen because I'm like speechless. But thank you.
It will happen. You're going to consider this. Our show is not scripted. Okay, we say what's on our mind, and we ask all pertinent, necessary questions. So this is a conversation to know who Miss Emilia is, because I'm sure a lot of people want to know.
Yeah, and it's good to be real.
It's real. You're a real person, and that's what it is. That's what makes you human. You know what I mean? Not just what they see on the stage. You want to know, like, you go through things like everybody else.
Yeah.
But you pull it together when it comes to your music. So this is your day. We want to give you your flowers, and you deserve it. You deserve it.
Now, I tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to let Sharon start off with this one. So, Sharon, take it away for us, please.
Okay, so Miss Emilia, we want to start out with where you were born, mom and dad, what it was like growing up in the household, school, all of that. But let's start with where Miss Emilia was born.
I was born in a country called Poland. And it was a while ago. In days which for my country were like still quite hard. Communism and stuff, you know what I mean? Like very hard days. As a child, I remember strict parents, loads of love, loads of desires for things which are unknown, experiencing things coming from abroad, being brought, by my mum from her musical journeys, because she was an opera singer, so she traveled a lot.
Oh, really?
So, bringing like oranges for Christmas was like, oh my God, what's this? So yeah, it was interesting childhood, definitely comparing my childhood to childhoods of people in this country, for example, my age is, oh my God, like to the world. So yeah, that was my childhood. And I was,
Okay, so you have brothers and sisters, yeah?
No, I'm the only child.
Wow, really? The only child. So again,
Yeah.
so what was it like? Like, if you could tell us a little bit more in detail, what was it like growing up in Poland at that time? Your parents were strict. You had strict parents, like a lot of us do. Trust me. The
Yeah.
Caribbean parents ain't no joke either. So
Yeah.
yeah.
One thing I will definitely say is being misunderstood. But sometimes, I think it's just a general issue of young people, young humans, is being misunderstood. So it doesn't matter like what country you are actually born or living in. Do you know what I mean? It's just like the environment sometimes just makes you to feel like this, or the way you think. If you're a bit like more open-minded, it just makes you feel like, oh, I don't really fit in here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I actually do.
Yeah, but I love my country. It's a beautiful country, absolutely amazing. So, I loved freedom, time off school. When we used to go to the seaside, and I could go to the trees,
Yeah.
run to the beach and just sing to the sea. This type of stuff.
Wow. Yeah.
Quite strict parenting, from my beloved parents. But loads of I think free spirit was fighting through. So
Your free spirit was fighting through. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And you made a very interesting point in saying that, being free spirited, you have your own thoughts, right? You're growing up at that age, you're becoming this new little human, but your parents have you, they're so strict, they're not listening. You know what I mean? You're trying to break free and understand who you are, what's going on in the world. But the parents, they kind of, and it's a thing. It is a thing that a lot of parents do misunderstand a child, because a child is a child, and you keep your mouth closed. You don't really have no opinions. Everything is what they say, and that takes away sometimes from your growth. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
I've seen. It takes away from you really discovering who you are. And sometimes what happens is that you find out who you are so much later on in your life. Some people are blessed to know, growing up with your parents, like who they are, what they want to be, and what they aspire to be. You're all mixed up. You don't know. You're trying to find your way. And to me, that speaks to you. I think that you were kind of like really like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That you were that person.
Yeah, I mean, my parents tried to see, what I'm interested in, and it was very obvious that it's music. I couldn't escape from that. It was in me. It's in my genes. You know, I mean, both of my parents are
DNA, yes,
classical musicians. So, I always felt like I want to compose songs, write lyrics, and play with the piano and just entertain people and make them happy. And then my mom, she figured the best thing for me will be to learn how to play piano. So she sent me to a very strict school, and I had to go through this education for about 10 or 12 years of like a strict training, 4 hours every day, practicing. So literally, like the childhood wasn't really there, and the only music which I was allowed to listen at home was classical. So I discovered different worlds quite late.
Wow.
Yeah.
So tell me about
music. Oh, Jesus.
Tell me about school. What was school like? And as much as the music was in your DNA, was there anything that you thought about that you wanted to be? You know what I mean? Like what did you aspire to be? Aside from the music, was there anything that really piqued your interest? You'd be like, I think I could do this actually. I want to do that.
I never really, to be honest with you, I never really, I mean, I was always interested in music on many different levels,
Okay.
and always felt that connection. I think songwriting was like a natural thing to me. And then obviously I grew my interest in production, but that kind of came quite late. But singing was natural because I was just singing always. I sing every day. Like just I rather sing than talk. So conversations are very hard for me.
Yeah.
No, they're not anymore. But do you know what I mean? So I always had that connection. I never really, all I just wanted to do, really and truly, is to heal the world, make it a better place. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, maybe because Michael Jackson was my first inspiration.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, definitely one of your inspirations, right? And who else inspired, like around that time? Who were you listening to aside from Michael Jackson?
Well, my first discovery was Michael Jackson, and and then I've started I was a bit more assertive to start searching for more artists, and I was blessed to have my uncle around, who was a journalist, and he loved jazz, blues, soul, Motown, and that. So he introduced me to tapes in his drawer. And it was just all sorts of different sounds. I didn't really care about the names that much, and that it does not mean that I'm ignorant. It's just for me the main thing was the music.
The music.
Yeah. So when I've listened to a couple of tapes he played around, I was like, who's this? Oh my god, please don't stop. I was like, I literally became like obsessed with discovering this different world, and just so I just had interest in everything what had something to do with music, which obviously was later a microphone, then recording my own tapes, pretending that I'm running a radio station. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Being a DJ. Yeah.
Tenstar, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought you were still talking. Okay.
No.
It must be the glitch. Okay. So tell me, so you're born in Poland, right?
Yeah.
And what was the music scene like in Poland? Because I've always been curious. What do you guys listen to on the radio? Do you hear like a barrage of reggae music?
Well, do you know what? It's because, like, as I've mentioned, the year I was born, it was still communism. Communism is, we can read about it. Like, I'm not gonna go into education in here because that's not. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
It's just a hard time where basically people are told what to do, and anyway, I'm not going to go into politics. Let me leave. Talking about music, well, there was obviously as I've mentioned, my mum was smuggling oranges. Sorry, mum.
You baked a bomber.
She was smuggling oranges. So imagine how hard it was to smuggle a violin.
Okay. I'm with you.
So, and we didn't have internet, did we? No.
Right.
So, we had to kind of get the influence from somewhere.
Right.
So I remember that loads of bands, which I wouldn't say I grew up on listening to, because as I've mentioned, my story with music kind of was a bit later. But when I finally, I became more assertive and I rebelled a bit. I started going into a Polish bands, which were very popular at the time in Poland, like Manam, Republika, amazing singers, amazing performance, and lyricists. So they were inspired, obviously, with what the Western world got to offer, and as well they were inspired by reggae music. So if you go into their albums, which were created in like 80s and early 90s, you could hear a lot of reggae elements. So that was something what always kind of like I paid attention to. Like I was like, oh, what's that? But I didn't know what that genre is. All I knew is that, okay, this is this band singing it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was, that was the knowledge I had at the time. So lots of stuff, which rebellious. I don't know if this is the right word to use, but see, lots of lyrics fighting the system, and freedom of mind and free the law. That type of message. Like really strong and uplifting message, because this is what people needed at that time.
Right.
And then solidarity came through, and woohoo!
Right.
So music had massive impact. So yeah, these are the bands which I was listening to. But then obviously my own, as I've mentioned, later on, he've introduced me to different stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So on leaving school, where was your headspace at the time? When you left high school, where was your headspace? What did you want to become? What did you want to do? Did you always know music was something that you really wanted to do?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And this is something what I've already like started doing. So well, I finished the classical education. Unfortunately, had to end because I suffered with anxiety, very severe anxiety, and it kind of had some impact on my, not just the mind but the body as well. So I ended up in a hospital in a very young age, diagnosed literally with anxiety. And there is a reason why I talk about it, is because this is something what I think the whole world should do more mental. Not just physical, but mental.
Yeah.
So,
where would you say? Sorry to interject, but where would you say that stemmed from?
Sorry.
Where would you say the anxiety stemmed from?
You mean where it came from, or when?
Yeah. How did it kind of come about in the first place?
You mean how I was diagnosed?
Yeah, no, because you say you had anxiety, right?
Yes.
Why did you have anxiety? Where did that come from? Is what I'm trying to get at. Pressure. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of pressure at school. Being always an outsider. Because I never felt like I belonged somewhere. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So would you say that you were bullied in school?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Because
okay.
I was kicked in my stomach. I was, so many different things. Yeah, so many different things. So, I think when it comes to sometimes it's just a layer on top of a layer.
Yes, of course.
And you realize when it's like too much.
Right.
So I've changed school and I've decided actually the teachers in my music school, I wouldn't say that they were like awful, because there was like a couple of like amazing people which we all remember till now as absolute angels, But well, there were like a couple of individuals which were quite known for like bullying, and anyway. So I've ended my education, and then I went to a high school because it was like a bit like a different system, education. High school, and that high school was very special because they. It was only like 200 people in that school. It was like a quite experimental school, and I was going to the same class with like genius minds, like people who were like winning all sorts of different like competitions. So basically, every single person was like treated individually, you know, for their talents and their skills. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I finally went to a right school where the teachers were a bit like more aware, you know, how the minds are working. And I was able to free myself with the art which was in me, so I could do more of a like theater music. So that was the moment when I've started like writing my own songs, and I had more freedom, and I was more encouraged to you know, to say, okay, well, this is what I want to be, this is who I want to be, and the school supported me with that. So that was great experience. I still made more friends with my teachers, but than my school mates. No, it was. I didn't feel like excluded anymore. So I felt like more understood. So more competitions, more singing, and basically this is how my career started. So
So what was the first step in trying to materialize your dream?
Oh gosh, you're taking me so far.
Yes, we are. We did.
What do we have enough time? I think the first thing was I remember my mum. I mean, the first advice I had was because it was the long process. You know, I think I had to. Well, I always knew that I wanted to like write. So the first thing was, I think, my dad at the time, bless him, actually, oh, what a great thing he did for me. He got me a keyboard. So instead of, I literally, I was allergic to look at the piano anymore. Like, like they knew that, okay, she just can't do it. So my parents were advised to get me some form of instrument which I can connect with and start composing. And that was like the first step. And then the person who advised my mum, actually a very known Polish musician, his name is Michał Urbaniak. Google that name. Bless him. He actually lives in States. He's between Poland and States. He gave my mom an advice that, you know, you should just push her to try different things, you know, because obviously my mom didn't know how popular music scene looks like. Do you know what I mean? So she was like into opera, finishing her school, doing this and that. Then she was winning like millions of competitions, and then she wasn't really sure how the industry looks like when it comes to popular music. So so this is how it started, you know, from advices what to do. The next advice was like to do some BBs. At the time I was full of ego, you know. Now from being a victim I've turned into a person who's like, what do you mean BBs, you know? It's age, you know, when you like think in, you know, you just kind of switch a bit. I don't know, the other one, you know. So that was it, and from there, you know, I've started like entering different competitions and working in the studios and recording my own songs and writing tones of songs, you know. And then there was this reality show, first Polish reality show, which they've decided to film in my school, and I was asked to write the music for it. So, you know, I had my first credit, you know, as a you know. So that was like, wow, ages ago.
Right. What year was that, by the way? What year?
What year? Well, that was like I was about 16, 17, something like that. Like, you know, 16, 17, 18.
Right.
Wow.
It's hard to say like what year at school, because like you know, it's a different but yeah, so that was that time. So in Poland it was great. Everything was quite smooth.
Right. So I get the general picture that your mother really did support your decision to go into music.
Yeah, my mom, she tried. Because she had love for all sorts of music. Like my dad was mainly like really like, classical and,
Yeah.
fun way. But my mom, she loved jazz and, my mom and my uncle, the same uncle who
Right.
introduced me to
Right.
different, you know, they were like definitely more like open-minded than my dad. So
Right.
yeah, she understood that there is something wrong basically, and maybe that her idea of me learning classical piano was not maybe the best one.
Mm.
She
Okay.
definitely always gave me more freedom, and she had more understanding to what I wanted to.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
And in a strange kind of way, even though I've never heard your mother, it's like when I take my mind back to when I think it was the Hampstead Club, wherever it was, I came to see you perform. It's like I can't help hearing the jazz elements, the jazz and the classical elements in your singing. You're able to intertwine everything into one and make it so unique.
Yeah, that's
Thank
true.
you.
That's
Thank you
very
so
true.
much.
Very true.
Do you know what? I just basically, I don't know. I just follow my spirit.
Um,
It's like I don't really overthink too much. Like when I sing, so I just want to give my voice as much freedom as possible. This is
right.
my way. This is what I teach people as well. It's just set it free,
Mm,
instead of thinking like, oh, am I gonna be that? Am I gonna sound like whoever? It's just
Hmm.
about it's not about it's about how you sound, and
mm,
then and how you and what you feel, because you
mm.
need to feel music. It's not just about knowing it, but it's about feeling it.
Hmm. Right.
So,
That
but
makes a
thank
lot
you
of
so
sense.
much. Thank
Yeah.
you for saying that.
So you emigrate to the UK. Why the UK? What was going through your mind? And share that whatever was going on with you mentally. You enter the UK. You're now here, and music definitely is a part of your life since you came here. So share with us what was on your mind.
What brought me to UK?
Yeah, and what was on your mind musically.
Okay. Um, well, my first visit to UK was when I was actually around 16, 17 as well. That was when my mom, she sent me for an English course.
Mm.
And that was my first in UK. And
Okay.
I was like, oh my God, abroad. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, oh my God, who are these people? What is this? Oh my God, what is this food? Do you know what I mean? I thought like, oh my God, there's so
Yeah.
much in here. Ah, you know? So I thought like, oh, this is when I knew. It's like discovering that music that day, Michael Jackson.
Mhm.
I kind of
Mm,
felt like, okay, I need to, like, I already kind of had this thought in my mind that I'm going to travel in the future.
mm, mm.
And so, yeah, but going back to your question, because I like to talk a lot,
Yeah.
um,
Hmm.
once I'm comfortable. So
Comfortable.
thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Comfortable. Um, Yeah, so when I came over here, to be honest with you, my mind was not set on music. My mind was set on giving a better life for my
Mm.
daughter. 'Cause I became a mom in between
Mhm.
somewhere. I was blessed.
Yeah.
um, and yeah, and I came to this country basically remembering this country as a freedom, and
Mm,
remembering that okay, maybe this will be a good place for her to grow up.
mm,
Especially that she was brought up without her dad, and Poland, no matter how amazing that country is, and the changes we've been going through, sometimes mentality is still very. So
Yes.
I kind of again felt like being misunderstood because of the choices I've made, as a human being, as a woman. And then, I did not want it the same thing for my daughter. You know what I mean? Saying, the most diplomatic way I'm trying to say is basically I did not want her to grow up thinking and feeling that she's, less than, someone else.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So there was a lot of oppression in Poland, and coming to the UK now, it
Yeah.
seems to be you're able to express yourself more than ever before.
Yeah, as well. And one of the definitely. I was not able to do it straight away because I had to first go through some legal battles basically to make that happen. So that was a very hard time in my life. So music was not in my mind at all. I had a long break from music, like about 10 years altogether. So I literally kind of I kind of lost myself in a sense that I forgot that I can actually sing and connect with music. It's life. This is how you see. This is how I see it now. We all got some path. We all got some stories, and then that is what happened. So,
Now,
but
would,
it was always
would,
there.
would, would the 10-year break that you took from music be the time when you went through depression?
As well. Well, I was going through depression, not knowing about it. You see, this is the
Okay.
problem. This is the problem. And I will always say the same thing everywhere I go. Is like when it comes to mental and physical health. When you break your leg, the whole world knows about it because you go right.
Yeah.
But when something breaks in here, like shush, stop crying.
Yes.
Yes.
You're right.
Stop
Yes,
exaggerating.
Yes.
What do you mean exaggerate? What do you mean? Like, I'm going through something, like help, and we have to ask for that. So so I didn't even realize, but I was going through a lot. I at the time I didn't even know that certain things which I've experienced in my life is traumatic. It's only when I got into a serious therapy, which was supported by a musician union, blah blah, all that. And an organization which I do collaborate with as well. It actually made me to understand that yes, that time was a severe depression. But when you are living under the pressure all the time or most of your life, all you just do is go. Don't really look at the negative. Just keep on going, keep on moving. But that was definitely the dark times.
But let me say this though. What you said was key just now because you said you were going through depression, but you didn't know. Like I've been there. You're going. It's like dark times, and it's like one thing after another, and you're still trying to catch up to the first thing that set you off, and then something else is happening, and something else is. You never. I went through many years of depression and didn't know it was depression because people are like, "Oh, it's going to be okay," or nobody wants to hear what it is. That sets off in the head. Nobody wants to hear that because they're like, "Oh, well, that's nothing." We're all affected in different ways, right? And certain triggers, certain traumas, it happens, and then you brush it aside. Something else happens, and you sweep that aside. But when it all comes tumbling down, you know what I mean? It is that mental break where you don't even know what to do with yourself.
Yeah.
Moreover, I resonate with you because you were raising a daughter. Okay. That in itself, because I too I'm a single parent. I didn't even know I'm going through my depressions. I didn't know if I was even going to be around to see her do well because of the breaks. You know what I mean? You feel like you failed somewhere. You feel like you're not enough. It's a lot. So I resonate and I feel exactly what you went through. You know what I mean? And then there are the people around you who wasn't ready or even willing to hear
Yeah.
what you had to say, how you were like. How are you? How's Emilia? Nobody cared. It was like us,
Yeah.
right? Right?
Sometimes, sometimes you don't even have time to ask this question, you know?
Exactly.
Precisely. Yeah.
Exactly. I want to say real quick before we even move on that we do once a month we do a mental health show for those situations in particular because it's certain traumas and certain things that you were not allowed to speak about or was afraid to be vocal about because of the perception people might feel about you. You know what I mean? They'll be like, oh, she's crazy, or you know what I mean? They don't. It's very important, and I'm so happy that you are being very transparent, even even speaking on it, because there are so many people still out there, artists such as yourself, who's gone through it and but kept it quiet, right?
Yeah.
They just feel like there is no one to talk to, but there was always somebody, and I think the best thing you did for yourself was therapy because then you realize, oh my God, that was depression. You don't really want to think about yourself going through depression because you heard about depression, but it comes in it's so many levels, and you fell into it and didn't know. I fell into it and I didn't know till years later, and that's when you discover who you are. Like, oh my God, I went through this.
And
So
it's not an easy journey, you know. But my very good friend of mine, she said this thing, you know, life is work in progress.
it is.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
This is the best, I think, way to understand, you know, everything what's happening in our lives. And it's hard to find that balance. And sometimes, you know, you might be up and sometimes you will be down. But I think the moment when you start like doing a bit of like that self work, you know, it's definitely helpful because it just helps you to understand certain patterns, you know, which are happening in everybody's lives. You know, it's just it's good to be aware of it.
But also in everything that everyone has said so far, there is a danger in sharing what you're going through with the untrained ear or mind. You
Absolutely.
know what I mean? So really and truly, this is the danger that I see that, you know, many people choose not to talk and are taking drastic measures because they feel that there's nobody they can reach out to or talk to.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. And it's and again, it takes you to a place where you are misunderstood.
Precisely.
You know,
Yeah.
and that gives you even more pressure, and then it's a vicious circle. So
Yeah.
it's good to break certain circles, you know.
Yeah. And I have to salute you once again. And, you know, we have to give respect where respect is due because you sent me a message, myself and Sharon Mango, that, you know, you're willing to talk about this. So this wasn't a subject that we're just picking on or whatever. You've chosen to speak on this, which speaks volumes about who you are as
who
well.
you are. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I think it's important because you know, there is a obviously like mental health. You know, there is still like it's like a taboo basically. But we've got all like, as humans we live under a lot of pressure. But I think, you know, me as well being surrounded and being in this like a music world for a while now. You know, that is very 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 stressful and very you know, sometimes weird environment to be in, you know. So music industry, it's I mean, music is beautiful, but the industry is a side of it's not always a safe place to be or to be with. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of politics, a lot of you know, backstabbing, a lot of pressure, a lot of heartbreak, you know, mistreating and all that happening. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, we need to kind of as well in a sense of like our mental health because
Yeah.
it's there is a lot of pressure there. You know, so as artists, we need to be a bit more open and just say no when we need to say no.
No, that's right. That's big right there. That's facts, as they say. Facts. Know when to say no. No, no, not doing
Yeah,
this.
exactly.
And learn that. So I get it. I have to ask now. So what is reggae music to you? Like, how did you? What was the feeling about reggae music that one made you want to pursue that? I think I've always wanted to ask you that because I'm going to say this. There are a lot of people out there who love reggae music. I myself, artist, band thing, done all of that. Now, there are people I've met along the way, right, that will say, oh, I love reggae music. And they go and do it. But when they do it, I don't see the feeling. You're singing the words, but I'm not feeling you. You, Miss Emilia, you were on a whole nother level because how did you like tap into that? You know what I'm saying? It's just, what has reggae music done for you? What was your first thing? What set you off? Who was the artist that made you sit back and say, yeah, man, I'm feeling this. I think I found where I need to be. Like, when was that point in your life?
Okay. Well, again, I'm going to go back to my childhood.
Okay.
You know, and the story which I've shared already is, I think it's not. I wouldn't say it's well. If we start naming an artist, then again, it's not going to be Bob Marley because it's going to be a Polish band which kind of like brought this reggae sound to my ears.
Okay.
And what the reggae sound did to me at that time is just creating that again feeling of freedom. You know, you just smile on your face. It makes you, I don't know, it just makes you I don't know, it just makes you feel good. That's it. And it made me to go into the lyrics, and you know, the music makes me to go into the lyrics. I always pay attention to lyrics. And I definitely started paying more attention to lyrics when I've learned English.
Right.
Before
Right.
I could sing anything, do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, not knowing really what lyrics I support, you know, which is I think really important. So yeah, so that was like Polish band, and then obviously when I've started doing my research and stuff, so Bob Marley, obviously, like everyone knows Bob Marley. Massive respect, but you know, that's the name which like the whole world knows. So it's Michael Jackson. You know, and then funny enough, the next two artists which I've discovered still living in Poland as a young person was Patra, a dancehall.
Yeah.
Even now, Pull Up to the Bumper was actually Grace Jones, because at the time I was about Grace Jones. Yeah, so. And Shabba Ranks. Yeah, so that was like, you know. I was like, oh God, I was very young, so I didn't really understand what they are singing about till later on, you know. But it's still, you know, it was they were talking about love with a good taste. It's not like now, you know. So I love that dance hall, you know. It's like really, really. So yeah, that was the vibe, like, you know, helping me move my body. So I always loved when I came over here. You know, my friends, like, they introduced me to like all sorts of like different sounds and you know, obviously going out to somebody's like birthday party and stuff like that. But remember when I came over here was the next time when I've actually I mean, I've discovered like soccer and some type of like vibes when I was living in Netherlands, but that was like, you know, somewhere in between, in a very short quite a period of time. But when it comes to reggae, I think the first introduction, I wouldn't say like to like reggae as like roots and culture. It was more of like a lovers rock.
Lovers rock, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
lovers rock. Discovered lovers rock. Sounds funny. But yeah, it's like my friend, she had the song, on her phone, and I needed a phone because I didn't have a mobile phone at the time. So my friend from work, she gave me her phone, and she had like loads of different songs on it, you know, through bashment, dancehall, you know, some hardcore stuff, and you know, house. My friend Linda, big up Linda, I love you. You know, and there was this song called "City Games" by John F. K.
Right.
I don't even know who that is. Do you know what I mean? But then I was like, what is this music? And I really, you know, I just loved the rhythm. Now I know. Then I didn't know that this is how you call it, like rhythm. Do you know what I mean? So I was like, oh, I really like this beat.
Right. Right.
You know, the education started. And then she's like, oh, this is Orchard, you know. Orchard, what's her name now? Oh, John F. K. I was like, oh, okay. So, yeah, and then basically friends, my new friends, they were like introducing me to like different songs. So obviously I've heard like No, No, No. And I was like, oh, who's this? You know, Don Penn, because I knew it from like some hip hop remix, I think with Foxy Brown or something. You know, so I kind of started like discovering more about reggae music through people who, you know, who became my friends and family. So that was like really cool. And yeah, so, and then the first studio, like I think first, the moment when I was ready to, or the moment when the life decided that I'm ready to go back to music was through, you know, reggae music producers and artists, and like it started like really, really weird. So yeah, so it's been a journey.
I mean, you even worked with you even worked with a high school friend of mine, Starkey Banton.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's our friend. Yeah, did she? Listen, that's
she
wow.
did.
Oh my god! Well, I can tell you the story. Yeah, I could. I wonder what Starkey told you, but the way I remember it, yeah, I was looking. I was looking for a studio, and then one of my clients at the time, she, you know, she loved like my music and stuff, and she was like, and I mentioned to her this, oh, I feel like I need to go back to music, and then I was looking for a studio. I actually did some recordings before with somebody, but what happened is we had like a dispute. And then, you know, basically I couldn't really have my vocals back for over a year. So I basically started looking for a new place where I can record. And yeah, and she recommended that I should go to this and that place. And they've got a studio and I should just go there and, you know. So I don't remember if I called Starkey or I don't know. I don't really remember the details, but I remember waiting for him like 4 hours. You know.
Oh my God!
We don't talk to him about that.
To just go in the booth and sing, you know, like to do some music, like, you know, I just needed a place where I can work, and get back to it, like, you know, because I just couldn't like live without it anymore. And then I was waiting there and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and then finally he turned up. I think he said something like along the lines like, "Where's the singer?" And I'm like, "Hi." So I think he didn't really like expected that, you know, that who is this? Do you know what I mean? Some Polish girl, you know, some Polish girl lost in East London. Do you know what I mean? It's me, and he was like, "Oh, okay." So he started looking for the keys to the studio, right? And then it's like. And then he said, I'm not going to say this. And it's like, me forgot the keys, you know. And I'm like, no. My heart was broken. I was there like, I was like, oh God. And then, you know, but I was ready to wait more. It's not, you know, like that day was dedicated for music. So what happened is like, he said something like, just sing before I go and pick this. Like basically, you know, can you sing? So kind of, is it worth for me to go and pick up the?
Yeah.
This is how I felt. I was like, oh my God, this is an audition here. So I didn't know what to sing, so I just came up with some words, like one of the songs which I wrote called Thank You, which I released later on, I think.
Oh, Jesus, that's a brilliant song.
Thank you. And thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so thank you. Thank you. But yeah, I picked some lyrics from that song and I sang it to him. And then he was like, I'll be back. So he was back in like 5 minutes. Maybe not 5 minutes, but we still got some recordings, I don't know what happened to it. I think it's still somewhere on his like shelf or studio. I'm not sure. But I remember that night we stayed there till early morning. And yeah, we had some writing session. I've got this recording somewhere, but they've never been released. So I would love to go back to them and listen to how my voice sounded back then. But it was a great experience, and it was nice. And yeah, I remember some.
I tell you what, before you say anything more, I'm gonna play a few bars of that song. All right, so take a listen to this. It's called "Thank You." And I'm suspecting it's the same song. Your first single.
From Starkey. I'll be like, what?
Well, you can tell me whether I've got the right one. Take a listen.
Okay.
All right. Take a listen, ladies and gents. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Emilia, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Sorry, couldn't you hear it, Sharon?
Yeah, I can hear.
Oh.
I can hear.
It was like
I can hear. It was frozen.
You said.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, that's the song. I thought you couldn't hear it.
No, I didn't hear the song. If you're going to ask me, wait, B, I didn't hear the song. I didn't hear the song because everything froze. You have to play it again. Make me hear the song again.
I had no idea you froze.
I
can sing it for you.
Go ahead, sing it for her.
Okay. Many days of a loneliness made my brain so full and stressed. I couldn't reason, couldn't talk. Was hard to breathe and hard to walk. I couldn't see colors of a rainbow, even notice the birds fly high. These days were hard. I wanted to choose easy way, give up and die. I wanna thank you. I'm not gonna go that high, sorry. But basically, it's a special song to me. It's a beautiful.
Yeah. Wicked. Shot. Wicked. Me not having a lighter. Where my lighter there? Me have to find a lighter. Oh my gosh, girl.
So you worked with a host of producers. Starkey Bantam was one of them. I think you worked with Spectacular.
Yeah, that was one of the collaborations I did. I've worked as well with Kenny Knotts for some time, and this is as well like a very, very good memories from that collaboration, because I've stopped singing because the songs which I've started with were about love, right? So the first song I ever wrote working with Spectacular was called Complete, and then the next song was called My Man. I think Thank You happened before. So I don't, when it comes to dates, I'm horrible. Like I hardly remember my date of birth. But no, seriously.
Can I tell you a secret? You're not the only one. Sometimes I have to calculate. Wait, what's today?
But that's good. That's a good thing, you know. That means, yeah, that's great. That means, you know, that means that you love life and you know, the time doesn't matter.
Sharon,
Brain
I'm
farts.
going
They call
bonkers,
brain
right?
farts. Brain farts. That's what we call them. Oh my God, I had a brain fart. That's what it is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So,
Brain fart. Yeah.
let me ask you a question, Emilia. So, as you were battling depression, you were battling for roughly 10 years. You stayed away from the industry. When you came back in, where was your state of mind and why did you come back in?
Because I needed, you know, I had that, I don't know if that's the right word, but I had that urge. Like I basically needed to sing again. I felt like this is missing in my life because it was always my life. And then, you know, and
Burning desire.
then that break basically just, you know, made me feel like, I just kind of felt like I need to hold on into, you know, into something what makes me happy and brings joy to my life. And I remember that music was the one.
Right.
Unfortunately, what was missing was the confidence, you know, so I had to work on my confidence again. And that itself.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
That's a story in itself.
Yeah, understood. Yeah.
It took some time. It took some time, and trust me, that road was not easy.
How did you do it though? Because I'm hoping that anybody who's going through something similar will be able to learn from this. So share with me as best you can how, in a quick synopsis kind of way, how did you get through that, and how did you battle through it?
Building my confidence. I'm not gonna go into like you know, too many details, but okay, well, basically, like I will share one bad thing and one good thing. So good thing, bad thing. Well, good thing. I don't know what to start with. Let's start with good things. Good things is basically I've started like concentrating on me, and basically looking for a place in my life where I can go back to, so I can start like building myself up again. So that is when the self-work started. You know, obviously first I thought like, okay, physical health. I need to do something about my physical health. But then at the same time, thank you. But at the same time, you know, the mind was still battling a lot of things, and I was going, you know, through another heavy stuff in my life because,
Right.
You know, I was married once, and then I, bringing a child to divorce, you know, betrayed by your friends, being an immigrant, you know, risking so much, you know, sometimes even, you know, sleeping on the street, you know, and begging people for help. You know, can you help with electricity? Can you help? Do you know what I mean? Like a struggle. I kind of, I've you know, after battling that and going through that and being kind of experiencing this crazy roller coaster, you know, you run into something that can ease this pain, which in my case was alcohol. So I've noticed that alcohol can help me with confidence as well. So that was the bad thing.
Did you say alcohol?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's when I realized, and this, you know, I call it fake confidence now.
Yeah, she said alcohol.
Because that was something what I've noticed that, I need to have a big shot of brandy before I get on stage, you know. But
right.
So, but then I've realized that I'm not the only one, and I've realized that, you know, loads of people do that. So I kind of thought like, it's normal. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that was a bad thing, and this is the reason why I talk about this as well is because it's another part of, you know, the job I do kind of is like, you know, people to go through these issues with confidence, and we do talk about so many different subjects. can stop you from being your true self and your amazing self. So unfortunately, it's one of these things. But so basically building myself back again and going through, like, musically, basically, I wouldn't say chasing a dream, but first I had to get to a point where I've got my voice back, because I physically lost my voice. So, the high notes you're talking about, like, I had them since I was very young, because I believe I've got that from my mum. But and then at some point, I believe everyone got high notes in them. It's just knowing how to get it out. And that's my job, if anything. If you're interested in private lessons, let me know. But so basically, just going through, meeting different people, going through different I didn't take any, did I? Oh yeah, I took part in some competition as well. I didn't know actually that it's a competition, but I thought it's a show, but then I realized it's a competition. So basically just putting myself out there, trying to face the audience and fight that fear, because I think with building the confidence, you need to face your fear. And once you do this, and you realize that it wasn't that bad, then you can go further.
Right.
You do. I think that's the way.
Yeah, go ahead, Sharon. I'm not too sure because your internet is really lagging.
Okay, it's. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but you're severely delayed.
And on my end, it doesn't even look delayed, but
yeah,
on my end, it doesn't look. I'm gonna keep going because What are you saying, B? Say that again.
No, just say what you're saying. And
10 star. What did you say?
Right, say what you're saying, and I think Emilia will have to wait a couple seconds before she responds, I believe. So go ahead, say what you're saying, Sharon.
Okay, so when you gained your confidence back, what was the first thing that you did? Like, what song? Because you're writing all that time, and I need to ask before I even go there. All these songs that you've written, right? All these songs that you wrote, were you signed up with publishing company? Were you protecting yourself at that time? Did you educate yourself in that? Okay, then. Touch the right subject. Let's go. Yes, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Let's hear
it.
Well, to be honest with you, I'm not gonna mention anybody's names and whatever. I mean, I can mention names.
No, you don't have to.
Yeah,
you don't have to mention names.
I will definitely mention names which definitely helped me. Because it's. I think it's worth praising people who help, and it's worth praising people who have something good. And always be into me. Well, I might miss some names out. Please forgive me. But I mean, okay. So the songs, I never I don't really overthink songs, and they come quite easy and stuff. So obviously, I've started because when I was singing in Poland, I had people who were taking care of these things for me, and mainly I was singing other people's songs or the songs which people wrote for me.
Okay.
So I really, it was a completely different level of experience. I had a manager, I had people who were taking care of, but I was young. I couldn't really understand what is this all about, but I still kind of, I've trusted them, and they were serious people in the business at the time. So over here I was kind of left out on my own. So I've learned a couple of things, how to do this and how to do that. I've never been really signed to any massive, a record label or anything like that. But I've been working with people who, you call it, they trying their thing. Do you know what I mean? So it's like independent producers and, well, I believe people who love music, and they do it for music, not necessarily for the benefits. However, obviously I had to learn quite a lot how it looks like, and I've learned about PRS, I've learned about splits, I've learned about this and I've learned about that at the time. I've learned the old school way that you need to sign the CD and send it through your letterbox and all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Obviously now it's a bit different because we live in a digital era, which it's a completely different world. But at the time, I was just going to the flow, and just basically I was trusting people a lot, and yeah, and this trust brought some good people, with great intentions, sometimes with not enough like resources, to support the intention with. But then obviously, like, it brought some situations where I didn't even know when my song was released, when my song was released, and nobody really actually cared to let me know that I should go for PRS and do that registration. You know what I mean? So yeah, a couple of I've recorded my vocals, so I never even received a penny for it. But the song was released, and someone was selling the album for £10. Hey, yay! This is how it looks like. So unfortunately, but I don't really focus on that. I don't focus on it. So yeah, I had to learn. I had to learn things, and I'm still learning. Like right now, I'm in a partnership, and we've got our own record label, so we release our own stuff. And I think this is the way forward. Anyway, do you know what I mean? Is to build.
For you, yes.
Yeah, for anyone.
I think
really.
No,
I mean, we use this opportunity and knowledge we have is as well to help other artists.
Yeah.
Because what I feel is like, I've been there. I've I don't, the music should not, suffer. Like when it comes to that, like, do you know what I mean? Because there's like so many like great artists out there, which could be heard, but there is always something going on there with their like contracts, management, blah blah, rare, and all that.
Yeah, but that's true. Yeah. Real life, right? 10 Star. That's real life. Unfortunately, it is what it is. But when I say for you, it's great things because you already know, and if artists want to come in and work with you, or you can help somebody else, you will know how to guide them. You know what I mean? You'll be a good person for them to work through and even learn as you're learning. It's still a learning process. You know what I mean? It's ongoing.
Yeah. Ongoing. There is never a time when you know everything.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what.
It's ongoing.
Go ahead.
You never know. It's the cycles ever change.
Yeah.
No, I was just saying the cycle is ever changing. There's just so much going on. So it's a constant learning experience. You learn and just know how to do things better that works for you or for somebody else. It is what it is.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, 10 Star, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I know it's kind of lagging, but we're gonna work with it as best we can, and that's what I'm doing in the background, trying to tweak as we go along. There is a song and a video that is out there. Let me just let Sharon back in. Can you hear me, Sharon? Okay, she's having some
I can hear you.
Yeah, it's better now.
I can hear you.
Okay. So we're going to play this video, Emilia, and it's a video with you.
I don't know what is happening, but nothing is going to stop this interview because trying to talk to this lady. Is it?
We're going to try and get through this one way or the
I
other.
can hear you. I can see everything's good on my end now. Yeah.
Severely delayed, that's why. Okay, let's just wait a couple seconds.
Yeah, we are. We are.
What I'm going to suggest is you may have to reboot your internet, Sharon.
I can hear you. I can hear you all. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. You are severely delayed. You are severely delayed.
I'm going to reconnect.
So once again, ladies and gentlemen, we do apologize for the internet. It's one of our new platforms. We're going to deal with it. And as we go along, we're going to have these little teething problems. There is a video that I am going to play with you and the MZ band. Is it MZ?
No, the name has changed. So we used to be called Emilia and the Mighty Z All Stars.
Okay.
And now we've changed the name. Played a bit like with a couple of things here and there, and it's short. So it's M's All Stars, EMZ All Stars. Yeah.
Okay. Now, where does Mighty Z come in then?
Oh, Mighty Z.
Who is Mighty Z? Is it the same band?
Yes, it's the same band. It's the same band. We added more musicians. We changed a bit of the sound, and we just kind of felt like we need a fresh start at some point.
Right.
With the new ideas we have, and then we just decided like we need to, just do something new, basically.
Right.
We free to do this. So it's still M's. It still stands for the same thing, Emilia and the Mighty Z.
Right, I'm with you.
But you can play with the name however you want to.
Right.
But at the end, it's all about positive music. That's what it is.
Amen. And I love this because it kind of took me back to, I don't know why, when I was watching this video, it kind of reminded me of what do you call that band? The band that sang Red Red Wine. UB40. UB40. It gave me that feel, and it's a nice, I mean, your version is very, very nice with Sheeda. Is it Sheeda?
Yeah.
Okay, Sheeda. Very nice video. I kind of just did a little bit of editing, and this is what I put together. Yeah, so that's my little editing,
Thank you. It was nice to go back to that day.
That is a very tight, awesome band. I love that band.
Thank you.
Who are the members of the band?
Well, at that time and on that video, we had Joel, we had James, Clinton, Rock Jones, Bry, and the Mighty Z, Stu. and me.
Okay. Amen. Lovely band.
Yes.
And very, very tight. I love the way you play. You have an EP out. Tell me about the EP and some of the releases that you currently have out.
Yeah, with as Emilia and the Mighty Zettel Stars, we do have a lot of stuff out online. So we recorded first EP called Power, which is basically the first songs I wrote, and then I gave it to the band when we've met in 2000 and oh my god, I'm not good with years, like 11 years ago.
Right.
And so that was the first EP. Is available online. There is like a couple of videos as well, I think, for Power and Fire.
Okay.
So there are videos available for that. And then the second EP we recorded was called Easy. And it's available online as well. If you search like Emilia and the Mighty Zettel Stars, for quite long. It's gonna come at you. And this song as well, it's our cover of Police and Thieves by Junior Marvin, and it was we don't really do much covers, but we try not to. It's hard to say no sometimes because audience likes the cover.
Yeah.
So
I guess you got to go with the feeling.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
I like to pick on songs with a meaning, and just basically, turn it into reggae. Maybe like this is what we're doing with the new members. With the new sound, we play a bit with non-reggae songs, and we turn it into reggae. So it's reggae, a bit of a like drum and bass, and just have fun with music, basically.
So where do you? So what does the future hold for Emilia?
Well, who knows? Who knows? I mean, I all I can say is that I'm definitely blessed with everything what's happening at the moment, and I don't even know what to say because there is quite a lot of things I do, and I just do it. I just do it because I love it. And I just leave everything to life, wherever it will take me and people who I've got around. Then I'm still gonna be like grateful. So there is a lot of things.
I mean, I've got to stop you because you worked with a good old friend of mine, Susan Cadogan.
Yes.
And she was in the building a little bit. I don't know if she's still in the building, but she was there earlier.
Yes.
Tell me about Susan. Talk to me about her.
Oh my God! I don't know what to say because I don't even know where to start. All I could just say, she is amazing, but don't tell her. Don't tell Susan. She's like, she's my friend. She's my friend. She's
you did a concert. We did a concert with her recently, didn't you?
One and only. That's what I can say.
Say that again.
She is one and only.
Yeah.
She's a living legend, and she is an icon. She is, she is timeless. she's just, she's just
that's a great word.
She's an amazing performer. She's you don't really get that these days. Do you know what I mean? You've got like an artist coming on stage and is like, what? It's like it's absolutely is she just deserves everything. Everything.
Tell me about the because I realized you did a show together. Tell me about the show.
She said she can hear you.
Can you hear me?
No. I hear you.
Who's that?
talking about me.
Can you hear me?
Oh my God! Don't tell me that, Susan.
You can't see me because I have in my hair rollers, but
Let me see you in your rollers. I want to see you.
hi.
Should we turn the camera now?
I hear you.
They're rollers.
Yes, honestly, I couldn't
Yeah, bring
resist.
them on.
They asked me questions.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
To Emilia, okay?
Listen, we can hear you, but tell me about your thoughts about Emilia.
Oh no! Emilia is like to me unsung in many ways here. And you know, a lot of artists are going round and round and round and not going up. And I hope I can help her open doors, you know, even at this age. You know, I'm glad to help anybody, but especially this, well, not too young, but she's not old, you know, with this fantastic voice, ability, so many skills. There's nothing she cannot do. She voice trained, she manages, she encourages, helps people who have had problems like hers. She's made a choir. She does everything, and she has really helped me a lot at this stage of my life too, and taught me a lot. And probably I'll get a few voice lessons.
Oh,
I'm looking
look
forward.
at her in her face.
I'm looking forward to us working together more and lifting each other. You know, you can see my hand.
Oh yes, yes.
Oh my gosh!
Thank God you're a real person.
You know, she can make whistle notes like Mariah Carey used to.
Mariah Carey. Yes, I know.
Listen, I like I said, I heard her at the Hampstead Club, the jazz club, and she was hitting some decibels I didn't think a human being could hit.
I don't want her to overuse them, so in case she loses them. But every now and then, you know, a little spot of it in a show, you know, drives the audience crazy. You know? So she's very talented, and she knows how to use her gift. You know? So, but not only for herself, she helps so many musicians fulfill themselves. And, you know, the choir that she helps, you know, people who are going through what she has been through, you know, and we share stories. Our backgrounds are similar, you know.
Yeah, I remember you went through a lot yourself in the industry.
Yeah, and not only that, the weight. Both of us were plump and we have lost weight. You know, and the whole singing drama of not being able to understand why everybody can't help everybody, that everyone can't understand there's something for each of us. Why some people want all or want to put you down instead of try to uplift you when you're doing good.
Yeah.
The caring of each other. But music, you know, music, I always say music's supposed to bring love and joy.
Yes.
It's not a competition. And that's why Marley has a so you can't make music if you're mad. Music is happy.
Yeah.
So us artists need to help each other and, you know, me get to know Emilia in these past few months, and it's making us both make happy music.
Yeah.
We're on a little road now.
Yeah.
Not interfering into interview, but I heard you talking my name.
Yes, I had to. Listen, you gotta come on my show too, you know, again.
Again, I remember us in Jamaica last time. So much is going on, 10 Star, I'm telling you.
I know you had an operation. How you doing so far?
Well, I'm not working too good, but I just completed 10 shows. By the help of the good Lord, I've got through them. And when I get my surgery next year, me and M's going on the road.
Amen.
The Terminator.
I wish you a very pleasant
Wow.
Sunday
Wow.
evening.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow.
Thank you so much. Emilia, what a thing. You're in the midst of royalty. Woo!
I told you it's a blessing.
I'm telling you, you cannot go wrong with Susan Cadogan, the person who sang Fever. I tried. I tried.
Sing
I
it,
tried to
please.
get the
Sing it, please.
As you know,
Star, sing it.
what Susan said is just it's so important. I mean, this is not a competition. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's like for me it was always, and it will
yeah,
always be a mission, not a competition.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
You
Ambition.
can't if
I
we
like
keep
that.
on competing, then no one will be a winner, really and truly.
Well, this is
Hold
why.
hold on.
Were you singing Fever?
Yeah, Star General.
You want to sizzle?
You sing a piece for me, Susan.
Never knew how much I loved you.
Oh,
Never knew how much I cared.
Woo!
When you put
Yes.
your arms around me, I get a fever that's so hard to bear. You give me fever.
Yes.
booyaka, booyaka.
Don't you know that you play so good? Don't you know that you play so good? It looks so good. All right.
Murder! Bra, bra, bra. In case you're wondering who that voice is, that is the legendary, iconic Susan Cadogan.
Susan Cadogan.
Yes.
Susan Cadogan. Oh my gosh. Unreal. Unreal.
You know what? One of the things that we
Oh, my
love is.
cheeks now. Oh, relax.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna be serious again.
Yeah. Well, let me just say this. What one of the reasons why we do what we do is because we love what we do, and we love to see the harmony. One thing that we are trying to address is we're trying to bring people together so that we can start talking about solution based um, uh, protocol, things that we can use in real time to help us move forward, and when I say that, I'm aiming that speech there at the next generation, because I'm hoping that we'll be able to help them with solution based tactics in how to move forward in unity. You know what I mean? Because we kind of lost that. On the 15th, if you're free, tune into this channel, because we should be having some industry people who are going to be coming on the show to talk about just that. We'll be having Chuck Fender at some point with our bubblers and Sly Dunbar and so forth, But we're going to be having a serious number of people on to talk about just that. And, it's just time to talk about solutions, because how can music be, how can music be such a thing that can make us feel good, right? Make you feel good, make you feel airy, make you want to dance, make you want to sing. When you're feeling down, music makes you feel high, whatever it is. You don't even need a spliff if you play the right kind of music, right? And then, and yet it's something that brings so
Right.
much pain
Right.
and sorrow, and it's like Jesus, many of us need a break from the stench of the backbiting, So this is why I'm hoping that these discussions will bring us further and further together. We want to include everyone, in that discussion. Maybe even at some point, we want to bring some DJs together and let's have a talk. Let's talk about solutions, you know.
Yeah, I think it's very important. I think it's extremely important to do that, because especially, even like just focusing on reggae, in this, I don't like to use this word industry, but reggae genre, let's put it this way. I think if artists can believe a bit more in what they preach, it would definitely help, because we do preach about one love and
Yeah.
unity and harmony and bringing peace to this world, bringing light into people's lives. So I think it will be good to check if you actually, if you follow what you preach.
Yeah, yeah.
And take it from there. If we say words like oneness, we believe in it. Otherwise we just go on stage and lie. And why we shall do this?
Well, I tell you what, you've been an amazing guest today. I mean, you've done so much in the industry. You've worked with so many people in the industry so far, and yet I still feel like you haven't hit the tip of the iceberg yet. There's more to you than meets the eye, you know? And I'm looking forward to what the future brings for you, especially in your career, I have a whole load of your music in my catalog, which whatever I see online with Emilia on it, it gets into my catalog one way or the other. iTunes is my favorite stomping ground.
Thank you. I need to work a bit more on my promotion, but it's like, it's like all these things you need to learn. Sometimes you just, sometimes it's not enough time in a day to do everything. Yeah. It's really hard to be an artist these days, but, I guess if you ask me for like great wishes, oh my God, I do have some, but.
Sharon, end the show for us.
Oh my gosh, you know what? I was sitting here all this time and I'm thinking to myself, can you hear me? You can hear me? Can you hear me and see me?
Yeah.
Because I have no idea what's going on with the internet. Okay, so listen, we could keep you on for hours because you were and are an amazing individual. Of course, Susan Cadigan co-signed all of that, and then you're in the presence of a legend. So for me, that just goes to show you got beautiful, blessed people around you. I feel like I should say everything in its place and time. We all go through our struggles, but there is no time. What's the word that I can say? There's no time like the present, okay? And there is no set time for you to do anything. It's ongoing. So you wanting to do more shows, you becoming more busy, that's coming. Your place in time is coming. It's already aligned. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You're a beautiful soul. God bless you. You are another person I could say a friend in my head because I followed you for quite some time. I have utmost respect for you. You are an amazing vocalist. You're better than you think you are. And I can say that I just love you. First time I heard you, I said, I loved it. This girl is it. Your whole soul.
It really, as you can see, like I don't even know if I can be serious for the rest of it. Really, really put a smile on my face.
Yeah.
Thank you. I really do appreciate your words.
Well, I'm glad it does because this is all this is all true. Again, I love you. I just love you, and I continue to follow you 100%. Support you. And maybe one day, you never know, we might work together. Who knows? I'm very optimistic about these things. And usually when I talk, things come into fruition. We're going to some little work together. We're definitely going to do that, sister. I 100% will stay in touch with you. I want to thank Sharon Bentley for making this happen because this almost didn't happen due to your busy schedule, Miss Emilia. You is a busy woman, and this almost never happened. So we're grateful And there are so many beautiful comments. I don't even know. 10 star do we have? Can we allow a person to ask a question before we let her go? Or are we going to let Emilia sing us a song? I don't know. What do you think?
Well, because people will need a link, it'll be difficult to get people on right now. So we'll have
okay.
we would have to preempt that before the show. Who would like to maybe get
so
about
don't worry about it.
So that'll be next time.
Okay.
When we work it
Next
out.
time.
Yeah.
Right. So let me just say real quick, there's amazing comments in here. Wow, Emilia's such a talent. To have Susan in her corner, wonderful duo, DJ Maestro, Stony Hill PO. Emilia has a long, amazing road ahead. I will always be thankful for her kindness to me. Stony Hill PO. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Stony Hill PO.
Yeah.
Okay.
Susan,
Hashtag, thank you for sharing your gift. Beverly Notes is like you sing with such ease. Listen, the list could go on, Emilia. You have to know who you are or who you are aspire to be. You're an amazing woman. Amazing, amazing pillar of strength. It's an honor. It's an honor to talk to you. It's an honor to even know your sister.
Wait, who is this lady?
Really, really is.
My daughter.
Who's that?
That's my daughter.
Hey, what's her name?
Alicia.
Oh,
Alicia, how you doing?
Alicia.
Hello.
Oh my God, she's a beauty.
Like, what is she doing to me?
She's a beauty.
Can she sing like you?
Oh my gosh, she's a beauty.
Oh, she can sing.
Better than you?
She can sing, and it's not about competition, but she's about competition, and she's an amazing songwriter as well.
Go for it. Sing a few bars. Sing a few bars.
Alicia.
She's camera shy, you know. She's gonna tell me off later.
She's a beauty, though.
Well, nice to meet you, Alicia, and thank you, Emilia, for coming on this platform to share your journey, for being transparent, and hopefully, I'm praying that anybody who's going through depression or anything of that kind of nature will see this and feel inspired by it, and this is why we love that transparency. And thank you for being transparent. You know what I mean? And God bless you, my sister. Sharon,
and you.
Would you like to say anything else before we end the show? Because the time is yours. This is your time now.
Okay, well, again, Emilia, it's an honor.
Oh,
I see such. Can you hear me? What did you say?
That was to Emilia, but go ahead. Don't worry.
Oh no! I thought you said Sharon. Okay, so I'm gonna say it real quick then, Emilia. Emilia, I love you. I'm gonna stay in touch with you. I'm gonna send the link. I'm gonna definitely stay in touch with you. Please say what you have to say. Tell us whatever. Tell your fans, because you got fans, including me. What would you like to say, my love?
Just keep on listening to reggae music. keep on being yourself. Keep on loving life, and keep on doing what you're doing. That's to both of you, and everyone who just spread positive message, because this is like what the world needs. I would like to pick up like every single person who's around me and who always like supported me. Like the list is extremely, extremely long. The guys from the band, Stu, Bray, guys from the previous band, like literally like everyone, like I said, the list is extremely long. I want to big up my choir as well, and Tonic Music for helping me, to be where I am now, like mentally. It's a great organization, and and Ska Choir, the choir I run as well. Yourself, beautiful people, and obviously Susan, hi. And I just want to say thank you for everyone who who've been supporting me and believing in me, not judging, but just being there, when I needed it. And it's the list is long, but the list is long. Can't mention every single name, but one thing is this: everyone who did good to me, I see you, as my lovely friend Michelle would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, fortunately, you know, she's definitely here, you know?
Yeah.
She always like, I see you, you know? So I see and remember everyone, and, you know, people with good intentions, and I, you know, and your respect. Thank you. Thank you, because all you can do in life is just be you, and, you know, and share the love.
God bless you, sis, and thank you very much. Sharon, over to you.
Yes, my love, again. Blessings upon blessings. Thank you. I cannot thank you enough. The thing is that we've come to know who Emilia really is, and she's a real person. And I have to say, in that context, you're a real person.
Thank you.
Right? A real person, and your talent. There are no words for your talent. You have been blessed from birth. I think you're now stepping into your purpose, and your purpose is not just you singing. There's so much more to elevate when it comes to you and your music and what you're going to be doing for others. I applaud you with your daughter. I you know what I'm saying? As a single mother, listen, I think you've done wonderful. You're a good mom. Be proud. Be proud, be proud, be proud, because your daughter is going to, that is your legacy right there.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it's,
blessing.
you know,
She's a beauty.
Her in my life and music keeps me going, you know. So it's.
And I feel, listen, I feel you. I mean, I'm there. I only have one. You may only have one. I have one, and I will still feel the same way for what Tenstar and I do. We do. As he's my friend from high school, and then you know, so I do this music, and my daughter, just watching her elevate, is the most beautiful thing on this earth.
Yeah.
If I didn't do anything right, and I'm sure you resonate, if I got it right with my daughter, and I'm sure you feel the same way for yours.
Yeah, I'm getting to this place now where it's like, oh yeah, actually I'm really well, you know, because this world is not an easy place.
It's a cruel world, and you do what you can, and we're not always going to be there for them for every single thing. However, we'll be there if they pick up the phone. God willing, God spare our lives. Mom, I got a problem. Mom, I need to talk to you. You're there for that. That's what we're here for.
We leave something in them as well, you know.
Yeah,
we do.
For this world to be a better place, and you know the changes are important.
Yes. Absolutely. I said the same for Tenstar, because he has a very beautiful daughter. The one daughter, we all on the one. Look, we're all on the ones.
Isn't it?
We got the one. That's enough.
Yes, sometimes it is. Yes.
It is enough. That's real work. Real work. I commend anybody else with more than, but the one, this is work.
It's a work itself.
Yeah. That's a whole nother job, but anyway, we do what we do. It's a job.
Yeah, that's another topic, another interview, you know.
Listen, that is another talk for another day. It will happen.
All right, so I tell you what, we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna play this song, and it's called Power. Absolutely love it. Nice little tune, and it's on the EP, right?
Yeah, the first old EP we did, like
right.
Yeah, all the material, all the music is, if you type my name, like on Google and stuff, everything come out, like all the solo singles I did all over the world, and some latest stuff. Just just type my name, Google research, whatever, and I'll jump.
There you go. So we're going to end on this note. Thank you, Emilia. God bless you. Wish you all the best for the future, and we're always going to have you back. All right.
Thank you always for having
God
me.
bless.
Thank you. Yes.
So here we go. Power.
Yes, sir.
Coming up in a sec. you can't hear it?
No.
Can you hear it, Emilia?
I can, but it's quite slow.
Yeah. Okay. We'll play that another time then. And what I'll do is next time I'll play it through my speakers rather than through the actual StreamYard.
Yeah.
It seems to be lagging.
Yeah.
So we're going to end on that note. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get out of here. Till next time, we'll be back on the 15th day. It's going to be no shows next week, Saturday or Sunday. We'll be back on I think it's 15th of July. We're going to get out of here.
Yeah.
Emilia, one love. Sharon, one love.
Thank you.
And thank you to all our listeners.
Bye. Bye. Have a good evening.
Bye. Yes.